absolutely baffled by the whole thing. I've still had no contact whatsoever from the Bangladeshi authorities, despite them spreading malicious allegations against me for a year and a half now. I've tried to be responsible. I've engaged lawyers here in the UK who have repeatedly written to the Bangladeshi authorities, but they haven't responded. I then tried to engage a lawyer in Bangladesh itself, who went and tried to find out what was happening in court. They intimidated him and threatened him, and he withdrew. I then wrote to the leader of Bangladesh currently, who is Professor Mohammed Yunus, when he came to London, who has said publicly a few times that I'm guilty and had tried to smear my reputation. So I said to him, okay, let's sit down, let's have a coffee, and let's talk about what I've done wrong, because I know I haven't done anything wrong. He declined to meet me. So there's been absolutely no summons sent to me. There's no charge sheet. I've had no correspondence from them. I'm not difficult to find. I'm a parliamentarian. All they had to do is send some papers to the House of Commons, to Parliament, and I would have responded. So I feel like I'm in some sort of Kafkaesque nightmare where I'm carrying on doing my day job, but on the other hand, I'm apparently being convicted in Bangladesh, and the only reason I know I'm being convicted is because I read it in the newspapers. So this is trial by media, which is deeply unfair.
What do you plan to do now legally? I mean, do you want to go and try and clear your name in Bangladesh? Would you be prepared to travel there? Or are you sort of disregarding the verdict, I guess?
I've looked very carefully at the allegation against me, because there were so many allegations that I wanted to see specifically this allegation. And I don't know how much you've looked into it, but I looked into it properly. The allegation that I've been convicted for states that when I was an opposition member of Parliament here in Britain, used my political influence over my aunt, who was then the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, to convince her, or I suppose force her, to allow my mother, who is her sister, to purchase a plot of land in some random place in Bangladesh. So just to step aside from what's happening and just to look at the allegation itself for a minute, which is that I exerted influence over the Prime Minister of Bangladesh as an opposition MP here in Britain to gain some benefit for my aunt, for my mother, who is her sister. Now, my aunt is twice as old as me. She is 10 times more powerful than me, and she has been in politics longer than I've been alive. I want to see the evidence of how I influenced the Prime Minister in order to get this verdict. It just feels like a complete kangaroo court. It just feels like it's shambolic, a complete farce. And you would have seen that leading experts in our country in law, so the likes of Dominic Grieve, Robert Buckland, David Gauke, have all come out and said this is a contrived trial. It's completely unfair. It's a flawed process. And just to remind you, the likes of Dominic Grieve, David Gauke, and also Robert Buckland are not of my political persuasion, but they've stuck their neck out and said this is unfair because the whole thing has been flawed from the beginning. So my message to the Bangladeshi authorities and to Professor Mohammed Yunus is that he should be ashamed of himself. He is presiding over this miscarriage of justice. What he's doing is relentlessly pursuing a personal vendetta, trying to smear my reputation and trying to drag a democratically elected member of parliament in Britain into the dirty politics of Bangladesh.